What's up, you guys? Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you a talk through makeup tutorial for this simple glowy look that you see here, which is pretty much like my everyday look that I would wear to work and things like that when I don't have a whole lot of time and I don't want to be full on glam. You want to sometimes let your own, imperfections and skin come through. So I feel like powder foundations are really great for that because it's going to give you a nice airbrush finish, but it doesn't give you that kind of artificial fake look where like you clearly see that you've done up your face. And Bare Minerals is a really great brand because they are all natural. This also has SPF 15 in it, and it's supposed to have like benefits for your skin when you have the makeup on, which a lot of times liquid foundations don't really give you that. So that's what I really love about this. And the rest of the face itself is just nice and glowy. I have my highlight, of course, going on because I cannot step out the house without a highlight. Also, a few things within this tutorial you're going to see, you could definitely kind of like ditch them if it does not apply to you. Of course, I have on my nude lip, which I absolutely love with a lot of makeup looks, especially this one because it just makes your skin look really nice and fresh and clean, and you just look like an around the way girl, you know? So hopefully you guys will enjoy this quick talk through tutorial. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this nice glowy everyday look, then just keep on watching. So what I'm going to do is start off by spot concealing a little bit, and I'm going to also conceal underneath my eyes first because I find that when using a powder foundation it's just better to do all of the liquid stuff, get that out of the way first, set it, and then go in with your powder foundation. So I'm going to be using this LA Girl Pro Concealer, and it's in the shade Fawn because this is the closest concealer that I have to my skin tone right now, which I feel like it's probably a little bit darker than what I need because it's the winter time and my face isn't as tanned as it normally is. But we're just going to work with this one, so I'm just going to put it over some of the spots on my face that I want to conceal and then blend them in with my beauty blender. And just go about that. Okay, so now I'm going to go underneath and try to cover up these bags that I am carrying around, and I'm going to use the same two concealers that I use on a regular basis. So I just put a little bit of the Urban Decay right underneath there, and I'm also going to put it around my mouth area because that's where I kind of have like darker shade hyperpigmentation, which is typical for women of color. And I found this out. I started doing this because I saw Jackie Ina on here. I think that's how you pronounce her last name, and she did it and I could definitely see a difference. So I started doing it and I really like it now. And I'm just gonna do a soft, like a really small highlight. I know it looks like I'm going crazy, but definitely you can cater this to your own preference and things like that. I just like my inner part of my face to be really bright no matter what kind of foundation I use. So I'm gonna blend this all out. In with my Laura Mercier powder here. I normally like to use this one because it's definitely really translucent, and I also find that it doesn't make my under eye as dry as my Airspun that I usually use. And I have to like go in really quickly and set my under eye because underneath there, my little creasing and all of that, it will have my concealer looking really crazy fast. So what I do is just tap a little bit of it in the top of it because you're supposed to do a kind of swirling motion and tap off the excess. And what I'm using with this is my Real Techniques buffing brush. Now this is the same one that I use for foundation sometimes as well. So what I'm going to do is just dip this in here and get a good amount on it and then just tap it off lightly and then go in buffing it in. Now I have found with this foundation, I really love the sheen that it gives me, especially when you're outside, because it seems like it kind of has a little bit of a little sparkle, or well, not shimmer or sparkle, but kind of like some luminosity to it. So I'm just going to keep buffing it in, and I also just buff right over you know, the concealer that I put down just to make it blend a lot better. Now what I do make sure I don't go right underneath my eyes at all, because I still want it to be really bright there where I put the concealer already. So I definitely avoid that area. And I still like to go in with a little bit of contour, even though you can kind of see my natural contour still. So this is definitely an optional step. You don't have to do this, but I just like to put a little more back into my skin. This is the E.L.F. Blush palette, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is kind of like a peachy tone. So I'm going to use just a little bit of that, because we don't want too much color on the cheeks, just a little bit. Okay, and then that's pretty much it for the face. Now on a regular basis, if I am going to work and I don't have a whole lot of time, then I would just stop here and put on a little bit of mascara, and that would be it. Now on days where I have like maybe 5 extra minutes, I will go into this trusty Morphe 350 palette, which I absolutely love and I've been doing a lot of makeup tutorials with, and I would just do like some of these shades, maybe no more than 2, to put a crease color as well as a lid color today, because I'm going for a super natural look. I'm just gonna rock with my short lashes, which refuse to stay curled half of the time. And a lot of people always say the trick is to make sure you get it on your upper lashes and like curl them as you're doing it, but my lashes are so short that just does not work for me a lot of the time. My L'Oreal Telescopic mascara for the bottom lashes, and also a little bit on the top as well, because I love how small the pointer is, or the little brush is on here. And then lastly, I am going to follow up with some of my highlighter, which I cannot go without. I always have to have some type of a highlight. Just go crazy with it, as I usually do. I'm just gonna pop a little bit underneath my brow bone or my eyebrows here, just to highlight that a little bit. Is drying, I am going to spray my face and set all of my makeup with this Pixie by Petra Glow Mist, and I just picked this up from Target.